Be sure to leave the CDs behind the dumpster. Make sure you're not followed. I can only be there at 12. I'll come alone. Oh shit. Sorry guys. Look, don't tell anybody, but I'm trying to secure these sick bootlegs for Master. Can't tell anybody about it because these things are worth fucking thousands on Discogs, so shh. Secret. Yes, everybody, welcome back to Angelus Morning Productions. Ran by a guy with shitty taste and way too much time. I'm being way too energetic right now for 8:30 p.m. This is not okay. I feel like I owe an apology to my German fans because I explored Neckbreaker Records and just left it alone like it was done and over with. But honestly, we have some more work to do. The thing is that Germany is a really big place and you can pretty much find a band from any genre in that country, but I think the genre that they're best at is, death metal. There's no way. Germans are fucking amazing at death metal. So naturally, when the old school death metal stuff started to kind of come back and bands are starting to incorporate sounds from the 90s into their modern releases, and there's even bands forming entirely based around this whole idea, Germany was a prime candidate as a source for a lot of these groups. And I talked about Neckbreaker Records in previous videos because that was an example of a label that's pushing this kind of stuff. But there's also bands that are just absolutely fucking killing it out of Germany, and I wanted to showcase one of them for you guys today because these guys are seriously so kick-ass. And you've probably heard of them already if you follow any German death metal. But in case you haven't, I would like to proudly introduce Slaughterday. Before I actually want to get into the tunes, I want to go over the lineup situation with Slaughterday, okay? So the thing is that these guys are a two-piece. Yeah, only two people. Jens Finger does the strings, and Bernard Rainers does the bass and vocals, Autopsy style. So pretty much these guys have been operating like this since their formation in 2010, which I find really fucking impressive considering how brutal this sounds. Like, you would not expect this to be two people. The debut Slaughterday album is Nightmare Vortex, and it came out in 2013 via FDA Records. This is an album that firmly planted Slaughterday's foot in the ground, and they immediately became top-tier German death metal quality stuff. The thing that Nightmare Vortex does really well, and something that would lay down a blueprint for Slaughterday's sound, would be the way that it combined atmosphere and brutality. Woven throughout each song, there's a lot of brutal old school death metal grooves, tons of punishing riffs and evil sounding fucking vocals. But then in between that, there's also these atmospheric parts. Things slow down, they get creepy, more foreboding. So there's a lot of different stuff going on here. There's a lot of great examples of how the atmosphere and brutality play off each other out on this album. I'm just gonna play the 6th track, Cult of a Dreaming Dead, so you get a general idea. And all this is topped off with this just like crushing, rusty production, and then the vocals from Rainers. Oh, they're actually really low and guttural. They sound super sick, but then they have this like entombed quality to them, you know, they still carry with that echo. So yeah, pretty much this is a perfect ode to the classic sounds of death metal coming out of Europe, coming out of Germany. Slaughterday fucking nailed it right out of the gate, and I would really recommend to check out this debut album, Nightmare Vortex. But folks, we are just getting started here, okay? Slaughterday returned in 2014 with an EP titled Ravenous, and this was a different direction for the band, but not one that would stick for the album that would come later. Ravenous is a 4-track EP, one of them is a cover, and basically what Slaughterday does is they strip everything down and they create more of a basic version of their sound. There's not a lot of ominous, creepy atmospheres, there's not a lot of the Lovecraftian elements that we saw on Nightmare Vortex. This is just straight to the point, grinding your bones death metal. Not a big change in production or style, it's just really hard-hitting stuff. For example, the title track Ravenous just fucking starts you off into the onslaught right away. It's a really, really brutal track, and I'm just gonna play you guys a few seconds off of that now. So yeah, overall this isn't anything to like piss your pants over, but if you're a fan of Slaughterday and you want to pick up more of their music, I would try to pick up Ravenous if you can. Also came out on FDA Records. Now everybody is waiting in anticipation. When is the second Slaughterday album gonna come out? When the fuck is the second Slaughterday album gonna come out? I was definitely one of those people. So in 2016, when we saw Laws of the Occult get announced, oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm not did it. Slaughterday. Okay, I'm not
This is the album that would seriously define Slaughterday's sound, and it's the reason that I put this band so high on my list for like my favorite death metal bands. They do stuff like this. And they do stuff like this. And then as you listen to this album more and more and more, you actually start to realize that the main thing it has is immersiveness. It has a weird way of like wrapping around you, and you're kind of just in this vortex of dizzying riffs and wretched howls and crazy fucking tones. Like, it just... Laws of the Occult doesn't really try to wow you with any crazy production choices. There are not a lot of style changes here either. It's still very much Slaughterday. I just think that the way they expanded on these atmospheric elements is so fucking unique and catchy too. The way they actually wrote these songs, like there's a song, Torn by the Beast. The chorus on that is just... H.P. Lovecraft always used dread to write his stories. You know, it's that feeling when you're, I don't know, walking down a dark hallway that you can't see the end of, and you know there's something there, like you fucking know. Like, you know. It's also the same feeling when Trapped releases new music. But seriously, Laws of the Occult is an absolute beast of an album, and seriously, I would recommend this to any fan of old school death metal. If you're gonna check out anything from Slaughterday at all, for any reason, it has to be this album, I'm telling you. And this album is actually the main reason I'm so excited for new music out of Slaughterday, because if they can write a better album than this, shit bro, that might be in like top 3 best of the year. Seriously. So at this point in time, I was pretty satisfied with Slaughterday's output. If they didn't release something for a few more years, I wasn't going to be too upset about it, but I was actually surprised to hear that in 2018 they decided to drop another EP titled Abattoir. They seem to be on that aborted schedule, you know, EP album, EP album, EP album. Abattoir is similar to Ravenous, once again strips away a lot of the atmospheric elements, and this is just a more brutal Slaughterday EP. There's really not much to write home about here. The songs aren't bad necessarily, but I would still choose Ravenous over Abattoir just because I think some of the passages and riffs are a little bit more dull. There's less energy going on in this EP. But still, if you're already collecting Slaughterday, you might as well pick it up. It is a good EP. I really, really like the intro to Wasteland of Demise. That's a sick song. But that's pretty much all Slaughterday has out right now. Until recently. Yes, the main reason we are here today, not just to talk about the Slaughterday discography, but also to announce their new upcoming album. FDA Records just announced that they're going to be releasing Ancient Death Triumph on November 27th of this year. I mean, you guys know me. I see shit like this, I see the dope artwork, I'm already pissing my pants. And actually, what's interesting about the art here, I think they might be doing a concept album. I could be wrong, like, you know, a lot of their stuff is very Lovecraftian, the ancient ones, stuff like that. The lyrics focus heavily on that. So maybe this is like a focused thing? I don't know. I hope it is. Either way, if you want to keep up with what Slaughterday's doing and check out their new album, I would really encourage you to check out all of their links that I posted down in the description. You can also link up with FDA Records if you want to buy some more stuff from their label too. If you want to check me out, my links are down there as well. I would highly encourage you to check out my Facebook page for regular updates. You can give a like there, and I would also encourage you to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more content, if you'd like to see my dumb face all the time. I mean, it sounds like a weird thing to subject yourself to, considering I look at myself in the mirror every day, and you know, it doesn't sound fun, but you know, I guess people watch these videos, so you know, go ahead and subscribe. What am I talking about? Anyway, support bands, stay fucking fans. Hails.